peeps. So we're going to start on our third November Craftology box tutorial. And I'm going to make a mitten tag, or you could make it an ornament, or however you want to do it. I think I'm actually going to make mine an ornament, but you could make these as little tags to send to people for Christmas or attach them to gifts or anything. So let me get started off with what you're going to need. So first of all, you're going to need, you're going to pick out your paper of choice from your Craftology box. And this is the Bo Bunny Winter's Wishes. This particular piece is the Winter Wishes Glistening. Okay. And so it has this little pattern on this side. Okay. Then I'm going to get some very thin chipboard, and I've kind of spoken about this before. You could use a file folder. You could use any sort of backing that comes to like your Graphic 45 paper pads, or anything that's, you know, even a cereal box. It doesn't matter. Then I've already added a template into our Scrapbookers files on Facebook, and this one is a template from Creative Learning Ideas, and I thought it was a super cute mitten shape, and it was free, so we like free, and so thank you very much, Creative Learning, for this. So also I'm going to make a poinsettia, and the die I'm using is the Elizabeth Craft Designs 1090 Garden Notes Poinsettia. Okay, and I found that on Amazon. I'll put the link down below, but you don't have to purchase it. It's just whatever you want to use. If you have some punches at home, or roses or flowers or whatever you want to do. I also am using this one little lace die, is what I call it. This is from Spellbinders, and this is S as in Sam 5-063. And this is kind of how it comes out. I'm using this kind of like a blue color heavyweight cardstock, which Tamara does have in her store. And this one actually is called Lace Doily Motifs. So I love anything that's lace or doily looking. So that's perfect for that. And I've already cut that out, so I'm going to put that up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut the larger mitten. But I like how this little kit, or this little template, has different sizes, so you could, like I said, make them tags or whatever you want to do. I'm going to get out my trusty old Tim Holtz scissors, because these kind of have like a curve to them. Not sure why. I don't know if they were meant to be that way or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this out. And then I'm going to get my glue from Tamara's store, which she has is the Art Glitter Glue. And then I'm going to glue it onto the cardstock and then fussy cut it again. And I like using these scissors because they already have the rounded shape, and it helps me keep that curve. So that's always nice. So if you don't like fussy cutting, you could also, I'm sure there is a template on the Cameo, Silhouette, or Cricut, or any of these type things, or maybe you even have a mitten cutout or chipboard or something, who knows. But anyway, I just thought this was super stinking cute, and we could just make it on our own if we don't have that. I do have a Cricut, but I don't use it that often. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue it to my chipboard. And then I'm going to cut out 2 of these, because one, I'll have my template now that's always going to last because it's chipboard. So I love that idea. And then of course I want to make one of these, which I will trace. So lots of that. So what I'll probably do is go ahead and stop the video, since you'll kind of get the idea of what I'm doing right now, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. So I've already got my chipboard template that I can keep from now on, and so I'm going to toss that to the side, And then I'm going to go ahead and trace out two more little mittens. I know, like I said, lots of fussy cutting if you don't have a machine. And I'm going to go ahead and trace this around here and I love using really thin mechanical pencils because they can get pretty close. Now, if you want the same pattern on the back side, you're going to want to go ahead and flip it over because it will not be even if you don't. Or you'll have to use the opposite side of whatever is on the paper. But since I want to keep it the same, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. You know what? I lied. Okay, so I said I was going to use this, but I changed my mind. I'm going to use some of this gorgeous lace that Tamara sent in our package because I think it really goes well with the shabby chic look I'm trying to give it, or vintage, whatever you want to call it. Now, if you want to distress your edges, I would go ahead and do that now. If you are going to distress your edges, you may want to go ahead and lightly paint around the edges with a white, actually you could use a white paint pen if you have one. I don't have a white one. You can use your Bow Bunny gesso, which is perfect for this. And then I'm going to do that real quick and I will be right back. I know I keep on stopping. I'm sorry. Okay, so I went and I got a little brush and I am going to wet this just a little bit just to make my gesso just a little bit smoother. And I'm going to go ahead and just go around my little edges. Now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have wet my brush, but my brush was kind of stiff anyway. So, and I'm just going to get the edge that I think they may possibly see. So, and I'm going to get around the actual edge. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and distress my little edges here with my Prima Ingrid Blom distresser. I got this off of Amazon too. If I don't buy it at Tamara store, I'm most likely getting it at Amazon because I am impatient and so I like that 2-day prime. Okay, so now all we have to do is glue on our papers to our mittens now that our chipboard should be dry. And I'm just kind of putting it on there, not too heavy, but enough to cover to make sure there's no lifting on the edges. And I'm going to get my bone folder. Well, first of all, I want to make sure it's lined up right. Then I can get my bone folder and smooth out the edges. Make sure, and this is what I love about this art glitter glue that Tamara sells, is that it doesn't bubble up and it dries very quickly. So now I'm going to do the other side. again, make sure it's lined up right before I burnish my edges. And then I can go ahead and do that. Oops, and just wipe up any excess glue that you have. And so now it's going to look something like this. Now, if you want to make it an ornament, you'll want to go ahead and get out your hole punch. I'm just going to put a tiny hole. And I think I'm going to do mine side of it better, but okay. I'm going to go ahead and make a tiny little hole here. And I only went in probably, I'm going to do it again because it didn't look like it cut it real well. Okay. My glue's still a little bit wet, and that's why it did that. Okay, sorry about that. My phone rang. So I wanted to show you something real quick. So the die that I was using had some extra petals. And so I went ahead and because I had already pre-cut them out. So I went ahead and added some more petals to kind of fill it in. Then I took this basic iridescent glitter from Hobby Lobby, and I took a smaller little brush. And I took my art glitter glue and basically brushed the glue on in sections so that it wouldn't dry too fast. And so basically I was gluing, then glittering, gluing, glittering. Okay. So sorry about that. I would have videotaped it, but I got interrupted, and then I thought it was recording again, and it wasn't. So then I took my art glitter glue, made kind of like a little petal in my center here, and then I took these tiniest little dots that they're just little flat back pearls. So if you have any of those, you could use those. Or if you're using that die, it does come with these small little I don't know what I did with it, but it was like a little, they're like little dots. Okay, so I mean, you could use anything. Now I'm still thinking that it looks too pink, so I'm going to go ahead and add some snow. So I'm going to get out my glitter glue again. And this is, I think I got this from Hobby Lobby. I'm almost 100% sure because 99.9% of the time that I get my extra supplies that don't come from Tamara, they usually come from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snow, I'm sorry, a little bit of glue on the tips. And I'm going to kind of do it thick so that it looks like snowdrops or whatever you want to call it. And then I will sprinkle these on. And I don't have much left over, so I'm not trying to waste any. So I'm going to go ahead and I would say you could just leave the glue on here, but the problem is that the glue dries clear, which is perfect for us crafters. Okay, so just going to douse that on here. Let it sit for a minute. You can grab some of it and put it back on top to make sure that it really gets on there. I gotta go buy more fake snow. I can't believe I'm almost out. I love this stuff. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my tweezers and kind of shake it off wherever they just went. Oh, there they are. Okay, sorry. My bad. And then I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap again, and it still looks like I need to maybe I ought to tap it on there then. Just real lightly. I'm not trying to ruin my little snow look here. maybe what I might do is just set it aside to dry. That's what, okay, looks pretty good now. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside to dry. Save the rest of my little snowflake here. And then clean off my little spot, because I don't want to get glitter all over everything. Okay, so now at this point you can start embellishing it. I'm going to use this gorgeous lace that Tamara sent in our kit, and I'm going to just kind of cut. I'm going to cut off the excess there that I don't want to show. Okay, so I decided to go a little crazy with my glitter. Just sounds just like me. Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I did on here, but of course I did that off screen, so this will work because now it'll be on screen for you. So basically I just make a little swirl of glue, and then I use my brush to spread it even, and then I sprinkle, and then I just do section by section because that way it just works easier for me so that it doesn't dry, you know, so fast. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Or you can even make a little pile of glue here and then brush it on. So, and I'm always tapping off the excess so that I'm not basically gluing right on top of glitter. Throw a lot of it away, but unfortunately today I'm in a rush to get this tutorial done in a reasonable amount of time. Okay. There we go. Now, I think it's turned out so cute so far. I do see one spot that I missed. This time I'll do it with my finger. Whoops, a couple spots actually. I tell you what, this glitter is so good that actually I almost thought that my paper was bubbling up, but it's not. It's just giving it that 3D effect, which is pretty neat. Okay. Now, my poinsettias, I went ahead and painted with a silver spray. So, and instead of spraying it on there, I just went ahead and sprayed some and then used a paintbrush. And I'm pretty sure Tamara has that in her store too. So, now I can go ahead and start. And I know this isn't exactly dry yet, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. And I'm thinking about like this one here. Maybe I'll move this down a little bit. Hold on. Good thing I didn't glue it down yet. Okay, so I still had it in the same spot. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I am covering up where the ornament goes, but I can obviously, you know, get the hanger from the back and slide it in. So I think that this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and move my poinsettia, and now I know that I want my um, lace placed here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick line with my glue gun. And you can literally like make your lace spread out if you need to. So I'm just going to do just a tiny bit over here to get this to come over to the edge. And I'm probably going to go ahead and actually add a little bit of glue to the edge too. And I'm going to press that in. And I would not suggest it if your glue gun is very hot. I would not suggest doing that with your hand then. But I have mine set, you know, at a pretty decent temperature where I can still work with it. So then I'm going to go ahead and apply my glue on the back of my poinsettia. And then slip it into place. I'm going to press it down in the center. I'm not worried about my edges. I want them to kind of float free. And I would go ahead and if you need to place your leaves anywhere, go ahead and do that now, which I like to force mine into place by using glue. And then I hold it down. Oops, and some of my snow came up. No, no snow. And I always like to apply it to the back of the flower so that I don't have big globs going everywhere on the bottom of my piece, and then it's hard to hide that. That one piece of the poinsettia is driving me nuts. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and keep messing with this and adding stuff on here. It would take me forever to do this on video, but I'll come back with a finished project. Okay, so I want to show y'all one more thing. So from Hobby Lobby, I had purchased some of this Make It Merry stuff. And I'm not really sure what this, oh, they call it Canadian pine stems. And there's 20 pieces in there. So you have plenty to make some of these ornaments. I used some, excuse me, wire cutters. Okay, and I just cut off like a little snippet. And then I took my Bow Bunny white gesso and I just brushed it on with my finger. And be careful, it gets messy, so it will kind of splatter a little bit. I got some on my face. So now if you could see my face, you would see it have like little white specks all over it. But I love how it turned out. Um, I just think it's so shabby, so Victorian. I love it. I hope you all have a wonderful and fabulous day. Bye, y'all.